And we are back again. We're continuing with our clause worksheet. Again, we're using the understanding of clauses, finding the verbs, subjects, predicates, and conjunctions to see if it's going to help with our editing process as we write our words down. And these upward bound students who I pulled these sentences from had really great conversations, realized that some of their structures were incorrect. And by cleaning up their structures, they were able to get into more clear and concise language, and they were getting rid of a lot of their fluff. This video is going to address sentence number 3. I'm going to go ahead and get right into this. Remember, we are doing our 4-step process. We're finding the verb, subject, predicate, and conjunctions, and we're doing our color coding. With this one, we'll see if this one is a well-written sentence or not. Number 3, you need to do all your homework and follow instructions. Okay. Initially, that doesn't sound bad. Is it perfect? Not necessarily perfect. Let's see if we can figure out what's going on just by going through the verb, subject, predicate, and conjunction process. Okay, so here we go. You need to do all your work and follow instructions. So, verbs. You need would be the first verb. Again, verbs we put in blue. To do all your work and follow instructions. So, follow is the next verb. Okay, I don't see any other verbs in there. What's confusing? Some of you are probably saying, hey, Mr. Kimball, what about to do? Well, to do is one of those verbals that we talked about in our basic definitions. You have the to plus the base form of a verb that is called an infinitive. Infinitives are not verbs. So we are not paying attention to that. I'm not going to go through all the details there, but just know to plus the base form of the verb, that's an infinitive. That is not going to be in our discussion for the rest of this. So we have the word need as our first verb. Who or what need? You. You is who needs. So I'm going to put that in green and underline. And then follow. Who or what follow? Well, you follow. Okay, that makes sense. It is possible for a subject to do two different things in the sentence. I don't have a problem with that at all. That one subject can do both of those verbs. That's not a problem. We just need to recognize that. Okay, so we have our subject verb. Let's see if we have the complete thoughts. You need what? You need to do all your work. Okay, that's one. You follow what? You follow instructions. Okay, so to do all your work is a thought that finishes after need, and then instructions is what would work with follows. You follow what? You follow instructions. Okay, so we have two different thoughts. We do, in fact, have a conjunction. This conjunction is on our fanboys list, for and nor but or yet so. That is the and in there. So by using the word and, it's either going to be joining words, phrases, or clauses. So let's see what it is doing here. If it was joining phrases, we would have like all your work, or in the house, or at school. We would have those groups of words that kind of sound like they go together. And I'm just going to throw that one out because we don't have that. So now we need to decide, are we joining just individual words or are we joining clauses? Well, let's look at clauses. If it's joining clauses, then there's going to be on the front end and on the back end a subject, a verb, and possibly a predicate. We have it on the front end. You need, and then to do all your work. We have it on the front end, but on the back end, do we have another subject? Do we have a separate subject listed? The answer clearly is no, we don't. So it's not, in fact, joining clauses here. This is the case where it's just joining words. It's joining two verbs that you are doing. What are you doing? You are needing and you are following. So those two things go with the subject. Okay, again, not a problem. Just be aware that that is possible to do that. You need what? You need to do all your homework. What else do you need? You need to follow instructions. So you have a couple of things you could do here. One, leave it as it is. It's not terrible. It's not perfect. The only thing I would do here as an editing thing is clean up the prepositional phrase, and I would put the word of here to make sure that that prepositional phrase is actually there, because all is not a preposition word. All is an adverb. Of is the preposition word, and that was missing. It was kind of a misunderstood prepositional phrase here because it wasn't all there. Of your work is a prepositional phrase. Now I have completed a prepositional phrase, and that cleans up a little bit of that language. So I can either keep that because that has made the improvement. You need to do all of your homework and follow instructions. That sounds a little better, sounds a little bit more clear. So I would accept that as a complete change to that sentence or improvement to that sentence, or you can repeat the subject here and just you need to do all of your homework and you need to follow instructions. So you would have the green with the underline and the comma conversation. Since we have a coordinating conjunction here, the comma, we don't necessarily have to have that since it's a shorter structure, it's a fluid structure. That's up for debate. Me personally, I would not put it there. But if you're looking at the no red ink and how it teaches you, you may want to put it in there if that was an example that no red ink was given you. So you need to do all of your homework and you need to follow instructions. Um, I just kind of said it subliminally. Need to. If I wanted to do that, then I'm changing the whole meaning of the sentence by adding need to here. I'm changing the structure of the sentence. So I'm not going to put that one in there. And I would also not put the you in there if this was me writing my own sentence. I would leave it right here. Okay. You need to do all of your work and follow instructions. So technically, all we did was add the preposition. Okay. This one was actually a pretty decent sentence. We went through the steps. We found the verbs. We found the subject, one subject. We found the rest of the thought. And we understand there was a conjunction, but that conjunction was simply joining two words, joining the two verbs, letting us know that that one subject is doing those two actions. So pretty well written sentence. We just needed to clarify the preposition for of your work. All right, hopefully that helps you. The rest of these we would do in class. I will quite possibly make this worksheet available in class. So as we work forward through these, you have example after example, and you can test your abilities to not only find the verb, subject, predicate, and conjunctions, but you can see if that will help you make some significant changes in making your sentences clean and concise. All right. Hopefully that'll help you. I'll talk to you later.